Hello friends, this is Nirmal here for Technique, and today we're going to review the Lenovo YP1M. So at the IFA 2015, Lenovo announced two new series of devices, the YP1M and the YP1. In the last few months, Lenovo has been pretty aggressive with their budget smartphones in India. They have launched the A6000, A6000 Plus, then came A7000, then came the popular K3 Note, and all of these devices really generated a huge buzz in India, and the same goes with the Lenovo YP1M. So this device also comes with pretty impressive specs and a huge 4000 mAh battery, and its price 7,999. So this device is again available on Flipkart, and this is again exclusive to Flipkart. So let's get started with the review and see if this device is really worth the money you pay for. Before we go into the detailed aspects about the review, let's first have a quick look at the specs offered on this device. It comes with a 5-inch HD display, that's a 1280 by 720p display. It's powered by a MediaTek quad-core chipset clocked at 1 GHz, and it has 2 GB RAM and 16 GB internal storage. It has Android 5.1 Lollipop with a custom Vibe UI, and it also has this massive 4000 mAh battery. On the imaging front, there is an 8 megapixel rear camera with LED flash and a 5 megapixel front facing camera. Now let's get started with the detailed aspects. So first up, let's see the design and build quality. Now design wise, the Lenovo YP1M is a fairly good looking device. It's not the best design device. Most of the budget smartphones look more or less similar, and in the front panel you can see the YP1M also looks very similar to the A6000. Now if you go back to the rear panel, you can see there is a lot of change with respect to the A6000 and A7000. So Lenovo has adopted a new finishing to the camera unit. This is actually a metal frame, and camera unit is kept on top of it, and you can see chrome accents around the sides of the device, which is not really chrome. It is made of plastic with a chrome finishing all around. It does give a decent feel, although it may not be the best design device in this budget category, but it's a fairly good looking device, and it has a utilitarian design. And you can also see the 3.5mm audio jack and the micro USB charging slot on the top. The power and volume keys on the right side. Here we have an additional toggle. This is for enabling the quick power saving mode. So if you just toggle it, will just go back to grayscale. We have very minimal options available, so that's a very useful option. And you can see the speaker located at the bottom along with the microphone. So design wise, we would say it's a fairly good looking device. And pretty good in hands because it's a 5-inch device. The build quality looks pretty good. The matte finish rear panel and the overall fit and finish looks pretty good for a budget smartphone. Now let's move on to the display aspect. So this comes with a 5-inch HD display. It's a 1280 by 720p display, and this is a pretty decent display all around. The viewing angles are pretty good. There's no additional protection offered on this device, so that's one concern. Most of the Lenovo budget smartphones come without any protection, be it the A6000, A7000. And now the Lenovo YP1M also does not offer any additional protection. So you might require the screen protector, which is already included in the box packing, so you might need to use that. And it's also a fingerprint magnet. You can see a lot of fingerprint accumulated on the screen, but overall the quality looks pretty good. The colors are pretty good on this display. The touch response is also pretty smooth. So overall, we would say, considering that this is a budget smartphone, the only issue is the lack of any additional protection. Apart from that, this display is a pretty performing display in the budget category. Now let's move on to the software and performance. So software wise, this phone runs Android 5.1 Lollipop with a custom Lenovo's Vibe UI. So Vibe UI has evolved over the years, and it now looks much better than what is offered previously, and you can see the custom notifications. And again, Vibe UI differs from device to device. You can't see this kind of UI on another Lenovo phone, maybe probably the Lenovo Vibe Shot, which has a completely different UI. And this is a budget smartphone, so obviously Lenovo has done some compromises with the UI. You can see the notification center. We have custom toggles, so we cannot edit these toggles unlike the Vibe Shot. So lots of things are missing, but then it's a fairly decent UI and performing UI. You can see the settings panel is also completely different, and there are some options included like smart standby. Then we have a background app management option. Then a couple of interesting options are also included. One is the a power saving switch which will convert to different mode which will get you more battery life. Then you can see about phone. This is Android 5.1 Lollipop, and this has 2 GB RAM as well, and also 16 GB internal storage. So you can see this has multiple home screen. There is no app launcher, and multiple home screens are included, and there is a couple of themes also included. You cannot download more themes, but you have to live with these themes which are available, and a few options are also included, like customizing the screen manager, editing them, and a couple of options also included. And there are lots of pre-installed apps as well, like Lenovo Companion app. We have this music app, then a few tools also included, and then couple of apps. But considering previous Lenovo phones, the amount of bloatwares have considerably decreased, so that's one good thing from Lenovo. Now talking about the performance, this is a really good device with a great performance, no major lags or issues. The multitasking is also pretty good, no major issues while switching apps. The gaming performance was also pretty good. We tested with heavy graphic rich games, and the performance was almost pretty good for a budget smartphone, considering that this is priced just 7,999. The performance was pretty good. And this phone comes with 16 GB internal storage, around 10 GB or so is available in the first boot. You can expand the storage via micro SD card, and you can also install apps on the SD card, considering Lenovo's Vibe UI offers that option. Now a lot of phones do not offer the option to move apps or install apps directly onto the SD card, while YP1M offers that option. Now this phone also comes with 4G LTE support. We have dual SIM card, 4G LTE support, so that's again added feature available on this device. So all in all, we would say in the software and performance side, this is a pretty good device all around, with good performance, 2 GB RAM and 16 GB internal storage combination. The call quality was also pretty good. The speaker volume was pretty average, not really the best, but still it's an acceptable quality for the speakers located at the bottom. So that's the software and performance side. So all in all, we would say it's a decent UI with pretty good performance all around. Now talking about the camera, so Lenovo's budget smartphone having been really great with the camera aspect, be it the A6000, A7000, all of these devices had a pretty average camera. The color processing was not that great, but with the Lenovo's YP1M, company has improved the processing algorithm, and you can see the photos have come much better than what we saw on the A7000 and A6000. The camera interface is fairly simple, and we have a decent amount of options. You can see you can take pictures in 16:9 aspect ratio or 4:3. The maximum resolution is 8 megapixel. And the video recording, it's kind of disappointing. Again, it's a 720p recording that's supported, no full HD support, similar to A6000 and A6000 plus. So that's one disappointing aspect. Now we have almost all options available. There are a couple of modes included: normal mode, panorama, and we also have a couple of effects included. Now talking about the photo quality, as we said before, the photo quality has been much better than what we saw on the A6000 and A7000. Both had 8 megapixel camera. You can see the colors have come pretty good on this device, and the overall clarity of photos look much better than what we saw on other Lenovo budget smartphone. But comparing to the competition, it's not really better than the competition. It does stand up with the competition with the likes of the Meizu M2, the Redmi 2 Prime, which also have pretty good camera in this price point. So overall, we would say there is definitely improvement in the camera aspect on the Lenovo YP1M, and it does produce pretty decent results. And if you are looking for a decent performing camera, this will definitely be a good choice. Now the front facing camera also has pretty good clarity. Overall, it's pretty good for selfies and video calls as well. Now as I said before, the disappointing aspect is the lack of full HD video recording. Now talking about the battery life, that's one big USP of this device. It has a 4000 milliamp hour battery, and the battery performance is excellent on this device. You can easily get 2 days of usage with a moderate usage. 1.5 days definitely possible even with a heavy usage. So that's the battery aspect. So that's a very important aspect about this device, and it performs pretty well in the battery aspect. Now talking about the pricing, this price 7999, that's a pretty good pricing, we would say. So is this device really value for money? We would say yes, because there are a couple of things pretty going well for this device. It has pretty decent design and build quality. The display also looks pretty decent. The software and performance is pretty good. The camera also has been improved, and it has this massive 4000 milliamp hour battery. Now considering that this phone will also be getting probably another upgrade to probably Android 6.0, considering that Lenovo has been upgrading their phones. So this is a fairly good deal, we would say, at a 7999 pricing. Overall it's a performing device in this budget category. So that's all with the detailed review of the Lenovo YP1M. So hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.